This episode of C++ Weekly is going to be fun, interesting, short, and as always, the devil will be in the details here. So I hope you stick around for this episode. Of course, I'd like to remind you to check out the video description for links for how to contact me, buy my books, hire me for training. You should hire me for training. Training with me is always great fun. I get great reviews, and we always learn something from each other. Look for C++ best practices workshops offered by me at upcoming conferences in 2025, such as ACCU in Bristol, England. Furthermore, I am hoping to offer classes at CPPCon, C++ on C, C++ under the C. Let's say I've got a function that takes a span and it uses the data in it. Now, I've got just some temporary chunk of data that I want to pass to this thing. And so I'm going to call useData and pass it some values. There's a very good chance that you have tried to do this. I've tried to do this and it doesn't work. It's a braced initializer list. This should be able to compile as an initializer underscore list type. This is the type that is in the standard library. And it's something like this. That is what you use if you want to make a constructor that takes a set of integers. So if we look at vector, for example, a vector of int has a constructor that takes an initializer list of int. And that is how we are able to do things like that. Now, of course, using a vector of integers in this particular case, and a temporary vector of integers, would just be bad. I would be doing a heap allocation for no good reason. We don't want to do that. So a good workaround, or at least a workaround, whether or not we consider it to be good, is to do this, where I just pass an array, and the compiler's gonna do what the compiler has to do. It's gonna set up some stack space for these 1, 2, 3, 4 values, and then pass pointers into that thing into the useData function. If we turn on optimizations, this code's gonna look very simple. It's got this data table, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's literally just going to like pass that to the thing. All right, C++ 26 now allows us to actually construct a span from an initializer list. This C++ 26 feature is very new, and like some of the other things we've been playing with lately, only Clang trunk with libc++ standard library is actually going to support that today. Might not be true by the time you get to it. All right, very straightforward, and we should expect that it's going to generate the exact same code because it really just needs to pass in the pointer to a statically allocated chunk of data. But I did notice a little anomaly, and that's why I told you to stick around for this episode. If I were to do that, and now I'm going to take it down to debug level of optimizations. A fascinating difference to me is that the initializer list version somehow seems to generate more code than just explicitly specifying an array. And they really need to be doing the same thing regardless. They both have to be initializing an underlying array. It's either going to be an explicit one, std array, or it's going to be an implicitly declared one for us, which is the initializer list that will then hold that data, and then it's passing pointers into that thing into the useData function. Well, I just found that interesting. So this should generate the exact same code, but doesn't quite in a debug build. Looks like it's got extra stack space that it's setting up for the pointers into the thing. I'm not entirely sure. That's another one for you to investigate if you're interested, but assume by the time optimizations are applied, this shorter, more succinct syntax that many of us have been wanting to use this whole time anyhow will be an option. Thanks for watching this episode of C++ Weekly. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe,